Welcome to Backbreaking News, episode 203. Today we're going to be reading an article by The Guardian. It's about Captain America: Brave New World. I'm going to be debunking some of the stuff that's in here because it's calling this as a movie that I thought was quite great in the theater. It's Here's the title: Another woke disaster from Hollywood. How Captain America joined the culture wars. Okay, let's start reading with it. Of all times to recast the most iconic comic book characters with a black actor and the epitome. Okay, first of all, let's address the first line of this. Of all times to recast the most iconic American comic book character with a black actor. Let me explain. If you haven't watched Infinity Wars, you will understand why this happened. Because Steve Rogers, the old Captain America, went back in time to be with the person he loved because he was frozen for like 70 plus years. And ultimately, Captain America was given to Falcon, who was a black superhero. I think this actually happened in the comics too. So this person is just making random stuff up at this point. Okay, and then after that it says, and then put him against a violently angry supervillain with a naturally red skin tone who also happens to be the U.S. president. Sorry if that's a spoiler, but it's in the trailer for the new Captain America: Brave New World. Just released into a tremendous Trump-ran America that's itching for another culture war. So first of all, if they're comparing the villain Harrison Ford, Ross, because he's Red Hulk, to Donald Trump, he's the president isn't even the real villain here. It's this guy right here. This person didn't even watch the movie, just watched the trailer and it's just making conclusions up. I watched the movie, I thought it was really good. And I don't think it was a bad movie. I thought it was a real good movie. And the real villain wasn't even him. The real villain was the anger inside, in my opinion. It had a deeper meaning than just bad, good. There was really no main villain except that guy who turned the U.S. Army against the president, trying to start that guy over there started to try to start a war with Japan. That guy I just showed you, the green guy, to make the president look bad. It was so he would get angry and turn into the Red Hulk, because that guy turned him green. If you watched the movie, you would understand that. Okay, let's continue reading. If Marvel was looking for attention to reunite its Largan movie franchise, it seemed to have found it, but not necessarily the good kind of. If nothing else, the image of a raging, red, stubborn, rising up from behind the presidential podium and trashing the White House is sure to provoke a reaction. No, you have not seen the movie. That did not happen at the very beginning of the movie. It didn't even happen till almost the very end of the movie. Assuming that there's a main villain and just because they're red, that could be associated with Trump is kind of weird. As someone who watched the movie, if you watched the movie, it was real good to me, in my opinion. Also, let's continue. As Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson takes up the Star-Spangled Banner shield, passing on to him by Chris Evans, Steve Rogers, his casting has already incensed a certain bracket of social media. The new Captain America DEI hire sounds like another woke disaster from Hollywood. Come on, you haven't even watched the movie. This guy hasn't even watched the movie. He just watched the trailer, and thought that's going to be enough information to react. I watched the movie. There was no problems. It was a good movie. Just because there's a black character doesn't mean it's woke, because to me, Captain America, they even made a whole series about it and no one complained about it, of the Falcon becoming Captain America. No one complained about it, but I guess when it's a movie now people gotta complain about it. Okay. Boy, did you know, not getting the memo, America just voted for Trump. Your film is dead on arrival. It's a wonder Trump hasn't signed an executive order banning the film yet. Come on, you haven't even watched it. This guy hasn't even watched it. He's just like, oh, this trailer, the great guy's a villain, and the president. This must mean it's related to Trump. Trump is the bad guy. Like, this guy is making conclusions. Whoever made this is a top tier genius. That's my sarcastic voice, by the way. Mackie gave the advertisers even more a couple weeks ago when he told the Italian press, to me, Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term America should be one of those. Reciprocations. Again, you can imagine the reaction, even as fans pointed out. Mackey's predecessor in the role, Chris Evans, made a very similar comment. Wow, why is it offensive when a black guy does it, but when Chris Evans does it, it's okay? That kind of sounds a little racist. When he was promoting Captain America, I'm not trying to get too lost in the American side of it. This isn't a flag-waving movie, Evans said. In 2011, Mackie had to walk back his comments the next day on Instagram. Let me be clear about this. I'm a proud American, and taking on the shield of a hero like Cap is an honor of a lifetime. See, it was evil solution. It was a dedicated solution. I mean, this guy is just using a bunch of complicated words no one understands, like AMMUNTIION. Like, hasn't even watched the movie. These are not the only battles the new Captain America finds itself caught up in. Attention has also focused on Ruth Bader, aka Sabrina, a minor character in the movie played by Israel actor Shira Haas. In the original comics, Sabra was the first Israel superhero, a mutant with superpowers, who was formerly a Mossad agent. She had a bit of a makeover for the movie, no longer a mutant or Mossad agent, but very much a combat-ready operative. In a joint letter, some Palestinian culture groups complained by reveling the racist character in any form. That ain't racism, that's just inclusion. Just because you're at a war with someone doesn't mean that it's racism. Boo-hoo, you know? That's my only reaction from that. From any form. Marvel is promoting Israel's brutal oppression of I know you aren't being serious right now. It's a movie with the Israel actor. You want me to tell you what? It would be racist not to include someone just because of this opinion. You want me to tell you what? Just because there's oh boo-hoo, an Israel actor got a role, a minor role. They act like they're a head actor in this. Like, both of you all wrong, so... Marvel is promoting Israel's... They have called the boycott of the movie and pro-Palestinian protest picketed the Hollywood premiere. Come on! This is just crazy. This is diabolical. These people haven't even watched the movie, and just because there's someone who is from Israel, who knows if they... That's not supporting. That just means that that actor was the best for the job. You want me to tell you what? It would be like giving someone... It would be more offensive to say, let's say, giving a white person that, making them dress tan and act like they're from Israel. It would be 10 times worse. What are people complaining about? This Tuesday, holding up signs saying, such as Disney supports jazz, just because they hired an Israeli actor. Wow, that's racism at its purest. Again, this is not necessarily not the good kind of attention. As well, if that wasn't good enough, Brave New World has been plunged by reports of rewrites and reshoots. Well, as well as recasted. William Hunt, who was set to play the U.S. President Thaddeus Ross, died in 2022 and had to be replaced by Harrison Ford. Well, also Seth Rollins was cut from the movie, which I was upset about. It was originally slated for the release in May 2024, according to one insider. Late last year, it had gone through 3 rounds of testing screens and was still getting negative feedback. The filmmakers had declined this, although director Julius Ohan acknowledged every movie of the skill has additional photographic baked into creative process. These are things you're going to refine, and the story is going to evolve. I mean, I feel like those are the most controversial parts, but things that they said, it's like, it's just crazy to think that this is complained about. It's a good movie. You should watch it. I debunked everything that this guy has said so far. Well, I don't know about the... it is what it is, though. Goodbye.